It's always good to have a spare nozzle in case your active one gets clogged and you don't have time to unclog it. Hey everyone, Rafał speaking, and believe it or not, some printer manufacturers recommend replacing a nozzle when it's clogged. But today I will show you some tricks that you can use to revive your stock nozzle. Beware that some of those procedures require heat, so be careful when handling hot items. I like to use level of clogs to describe how bad it is. Let's start with level 1, which is a lucky clog. That means that usually you don't need to do much, especially removing the nozzle or doing manual labor. When the nozzle cools down, the printer continues to work as before, pushing filament through the nozzle. Usually it happens when we have heat creep. Heat creep happens usually with PLA or PETG and sometimes with TPU, when extrusion is very slow and the temperature is quite high. Some printers are more prone to heat creep problems than others. For example, bed slingers don't suffer as much as closed chamber printers. The hot end design also plays a big role. Let me know in the comments if your printer has a lot of heat creep issues. High temperature filaments are not affected due to the higher softening temperature of the material. When filament extrudes slowly and temperature creeps higher in the nozzle, passing the heat break, which is supposed to break the heat, the filament gets soft and the extruder cannot push it through. That's why we call it heat creep. You can change the settings of the print to avoid a situation like that. First, lower the temperature of the nozzle and the bed if possible. This will lower overall heat and usually fix the issue. Second, try to increase extrusion in several ways. For example, set a bigger layer height, increase the speed of printing, or change the width of the extrusion to 200% of your nozzle size. If those tricks don't work, you can also try to turn off retraction completely. This will prevent the hot filament from being pulled back to the upper parts of the nozzle, but the downside of that is a messy print. There can be situations where none of those tips work. It happened to me, and the only way to fix it was to lower the ambient temperature, because having 28 to 30 degrees Celsius in the room with printers can cause heat creep with PLA on any printer. Let's go to the second level of clog, which I like to call a medium luck clog. This can be temporary but needs our manual intervention. The reasons? Severe heat creep, where the filament changed shape and got stuck for good, or small particles that cannot exit the nozzle. Where do the particles come from? Well, there are a few sources. The most obvious is particles inside the filament, like carbon fibers from ASA-X, which contains 10% carbon fibers, wood particles from PLA wood Ebony Black, which can contain up to 30% wood particles, or maybe glass fibers from filament like PA6 Low Warp GF30, which contains 30% glass fibers, maybe the powder inside our glow-in-the-dark PLA, or just the glitter in our cool series, etc. There can also be particles that are not supposed to be in the filament, for example, dust from production. The last source can be coming directly from the extruder, when metal gears grind the filament and some of those particles get stuck in the nozzle. They're building up and they just stuck the nozzle. Okay, but how to fix it? Solution number 1. Heat up your nozzle to working temperature, depending on the filament, and use a small needle that you got with the printer. Try to unclog the nozzle from the bottom or from the exit of the nozzle, depending on what you call it. Push it in and out a few times and try to run the extrusion from the control panel of the printer. If you're lucky, this will push particles out, but if you're not, let's go to solution number 2, which is a cold pull. This is a great semi-automatic function that saved my nozzles many times on Prusa printers. But on some other printers you will need to do it manually. The idea is to remove the filament and use PLA. Warm up the nozzle and try to push the filament into the nozzle. Then cool down the nozzle to around 30 to 40 degrees, so it's a bit soft but not completely melted. What happens is, when the PLA was melted and warm, it's supposed to grab any particles inside the nozzle by gluing them to itself. After cooling, you can pull the filament and the particles together. Of course, please discard the part of the filament with particles. Prusa does that by using the heater, cooling fan and extruder. It tells you what to do and when. It takes some time to cool down the nozzle. If your printer doesn't have this feature, you can do it manually by removing the nozzle from the hot end. Next, use some pliers to grab the nozzle, get a lighter and small Allen key that you can fit inside the nozzle from the top, not the exit. Heat up the Allen key so it's hot enough to melt the PLA or PETG inside the nozzle. Push it in and wait until it cools down. Now, holding the nozzle with pliers, hit the nozzle with the lighter just a little bit so the filament inside gets a bit soft. Try to pull out the Allen key and you will probably see some filament on the end. So now you've removed the filament that was causing the heat creep, but now we need to remove any particles from the nozzle. First, prepare some PLA filament. I like to use crystal PLA because I can clearly see any particles attached to it. Again, grab the nozzle with the pliers. Heat up the nozzle and try to push the PLA through the nozzle until it starts coming out or just stops. Now, wait until it cools down and try to remove the filament while holding the nozzle with pliers. You don't want to break the filament, so sometimes you will need to heat up the nozzle a bit so it's getting soft but it's not melting. If you are lucky, you just need to do it once. But if you are not, you probably need to do it 10 times or more until everything is clean. A small tip from me is that sometimes using a needle will help loosen up the particles inside the nozzle. Okay, now we are coming to the level 3 of clogs, which I call the bad luck clog. This happens usually on high flow nozzles with an extra divider inside, small nozzles like 0.25mm or smaller, or due to the too many additives inside the filament. To be honest, it never happened to me, and I have printed with the worst combination available, metal PLA with big particles on a 0.4mm high flow hardened nozzle. It did clog, but I managed to revive it with the cold pool method. So what options do you have? Basically everything that I told you before, but sometimes you will need to use some chemicals or other equipment. For example, ASA and ABS dissolves in acetone. So you can put your nozzles in a jar for one night and then try to clean them with a needle and a cold pool. PLA can dissolve in methylene chloride most efficiently, but it's very toxic. I don't recommend using it. A less toxic solution will be ethyl acetate, but it does not work as fast or as strong. PETG unfortunately dissolves in methyl ethyl ketone, which is toxic as well. Okay, but is there any solution that is safer for me and my household? The answer is yes. I use it myself, an ultrasonic cleaner with a special solution or just demineralized water. After a few sessions of 30 minutes, it can unclog your nozzle or just release the worst parts so you can try to clean it with a cold pool. One big mistake people make is using a torch instead of a lighter. A torch can get too hot for the brass and you can damage your nozzle, especially if it contains extra parts inside, like high flow nozzles or ruby nozzles, etc. If you are still not able to unclog your nozzle, then probably you should just replace it. Not because it is impossible, but because it is a waste of time to save something that costs a few bucks when you are losing hours and hours of your precious time and life, maybe even health. My best tip to prevent clogs with particles is to buy good filament from a well-known brand to minimize the risk of debris in the material. And if you are printing with fibers or particles, don't use high-flow nozzles. If possible, pick a bigger nozzle. The bigger it is, the smaller the chances of clogs. Simple as that. So, when you buy nozzles next time, just buy one spare or more sizes just in case, so you don't get frustrated. That's all for today. I really hope you never experience any clogs, but at least now you know why it's happening, how to prevent it and how to fix it. Thank you for watching and remember to subscribe and like this video to let me know that I'm doing good job. Bye!